Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 5th episode of the ReadMe show.
Wow, we're at the 5th episode already?
Now, news never stops.
Yes, news never stops.
The show must go on. Okay, so the news. There were disasters of apocalyptic proportions.
What happened?
Facebook went down.
Oh yes, that.
And Instagram. People were running around carrying pictures of their babies and
cats, and of course then there were hipsters who starved to death.
Yes, because they had to get their photographs liked before they could eat them.
But nobody could.
Not eat the photographs, eat the photographs.
And it was at lunchtime too.
So, they found sanctuary in
Twitter.
Obviously.
But
it's sad, but you can't get the same number of likes on Twitter, obviously.
And then they were all raging after a while over the 150 character limit.
How long was Facebook down for again? Like 40 minutes?
Actually no, it was 1 hour. Damn. So sad.
I know. But China has more issues because Facebook is completely banned there.
China,
and
not just Facebook, Google Translate, IMDb.
Yeah, the list is going to take the whole show,
Yeah,
so let's move on. And
now,
China actually blocked the VPNs as well.
So that means now nobody can access them at all. Disaster.
But
then there's Turkey. Turkey also blocked Facebook.
No, they were going to block Facebook, but then they unblocked it because Facebook backed off, and they were like, no, don't block us. We'll block the pages that you want. And that's a good move because there are like 40 million people using Facebook in Turkey. So.
And in other news,
What was the other news?
Turkey is like India now. They block stuff, then they unblock stuff.
Well, technically they never got around to blocking Facebook because Facebook backed down, so we're fine there. There was that robot thingy, Atlas.
Oh yes, Atlas. So Atlas was a robot created by, what was the name again? Boston Robotic Dynamics, I believe?
Yep, Boston Dynamics. And they did that back in 2013, but now it's been
taken over by Google, and they released a new version which the Pentagon released?
DARPA.
Oh yes, DARPA, which is essentially the research wing of the US Army anyway. So yes, DARPA released an updated version of the Atlas which has basically better arms.
Yes, it has movable wrists, so it can do creepy things like opening doors.
Hey, that's a handy skill. I mean, think about it. Let's just take a typical US Army operation where the soldiers have to go into a room full of terrorists.
Whoa, first of all, Atlas is more meant for search and rescue. No.
Exactly, search and rescue missions. Think about it. You have a hostage held inside a room of terrorists.
Just break the damn door down already.
No, you break the door down, they'll shoot you.
Shoot the robot. Nobody
Exactly,
cares.
that's the point. You have the robot use his wrists, open the door. They shoot the robot. Then you take the hammer, break it down, and then throw the grenades.
Technically, the robot's already opened the door.
True, no. Then you don't need a hammer anymore. Cost saving.
Okay, but
There's a $1 million robot.
In other news, the Atlas also has motorized hips now.
And a router. Because you need Wi-Fi when you're in the field, right? I mean, just think about it. Let's face it, a soldier needs to keep in touch with his wife. And you need Wi-Fi for
Does
Skype.
the robot need to keep in touch with the soldier's wife? Now, this along with the motorized hips is very, very fishy.
It's...
Alright, so we've been talking about places far, far away. What's new here?
What's new here? Oh, well, there's Leapset and its new lounge at the University of Martor.
They got a lounge.
Oh, yes. It's a very nice lounge, actually. It's got boards where you can, with writable surfaces.
Basically, desks you can scribble on. Because
You need a
school
place-
children here do not do that anywhere.
And you need a place to draw graffiti after all. It's a university. You can't do it on walls because the deans don't really like that.
So you use the tables.
Exactly.
It's also got lots of beanbags.
You
Note to
need
self,
beanbags.
can we get beanbags here?
Yeah.
Kim.com hasn't gotten enough and he's come back for more.
So MegaChat is basically Kim.com trying to beat Skype at its own game. And of course saying, well, screw you to the US government and the NSA.
It's also browser based, so they don't have to download like a whole lot of software.
And that's where the beauty of this comes in. Apparently, this is supposed to be so secure that the NSA or the US government has no idea what you're saying.
Hang on, wasn't it Kim.com that came under fire for not having proper security on? So we've got people flying around the world in 80 days.
So, wait, is that still a thing, traveling the world in 80 days?
Apparently, but this time they're doing it without fuel, so that's...
Wait, what?
Yep.
Oh.
Plane flying, no fuel.
So, wait, planes need fuel to fly though. I mean, I know they need fuel
Solar
to do
powered.
So that's where the magic comes from.
Yes, and so basically we've got Andre Boschberg and Bertrand Piccard who are flying around the world in 80 days, starting at Abu Dhabi, ending up in Abu Dhabi.
Oh wait, I almost forgot. There's also something else.
What?
Wicker, remember? The app that shares your pictures without the service actually knowing what it is?
But seriously, what's with these names with like a name and then R at the end with no E? Okay, so Wicker, what it does is it shares pictures without letting the service see what your pictures are. So it's a very, very private way of doing things, and it lets you delete these photographs within 24 hours.
So basically it's Snapchat but for pictures.
It's better than Snapchat actually.
Wait, Snapchat but for pictures? What do you
Well,
think Snapchat
Snapchat
is for?
Sharing nudes.
Well, why not? So folks, that's all we have time for this week. If you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to catch up on what you missed last week, click there. The cool thing about this solar powered plane is that it has batteries that can actually store the solar power so that it can fly at night when the sun isn't out.
Yeah, now that's handy when you're crossing the ocean.
Okay, but the cool thing about this, that was Bernard.
No, that was not Bernard.
Oh.
Bernard died.
But if I can be resurrected, so can Bernard. This all has to go. Hopefully within the given
Abu
time
Dhabi is...
span.
No. I won't listen to that song from Abu Dhabi gossip. And I heard they also have a fully stocked fridge.
Nice. Stuck with what?
That is a good question.
Vodka.
Yep, as Barnaca says, it's stocked with vodka.
Are we saying that?
We might, I don't know, but in other news it might also be stocked with, let's face it, coffee, cake.
Okay, so I'm officially joining the University of
Are you actually
Motorized.
speculating on what the
Fish content.
Well, yeah, why not? It's a good question. I mean,
You see how desperate we are when it comes to content.
No, but I am joining the University of Motorized.